Gonna be on as well. And good evening, everyone. What is going on here? What are you saying? Everything good with yourself? How's life? Let me place myself in a good spot. So, but anyway, we're gonna be looking at the other side. Bitcoin. Let's start with the chat. Can I do like a? Espacio. Okay, let's wait it on it. All right, I got a second. I got. Button. What should you say? All right, let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. BDC, baby, BDC. If you don't know about it, you are missing out. 1,000,000%. Let's go straight into it. So, Bitcoin. Um, Not a great time, obviously, in terms of price action. But you have to say that it was predictable, guys. If you look at the chart and see what it shows rather than seeing what you want to see, you would have seen, okay, that when we hit this 126,000 here on the top, we were way, way, way too far from the 21 moving average. Way too far. So it was highly unsustainable. The reason why we go back at it, okay, we lost the moving average. We sort of landed for a week on the 50 moving average. We got rejected there as well. We lost it as well. We landed on the 100 moving average. We landed on it. It looked for a bit that we could have gone up from it, and we'd actually had a little pump, from 81 to 97. So that was a good trade to be in. But then we lost the 100. We sort of like messed with it for a week a little bit at range, and then we collapsed. We landed on the 200 moving average, the biggest moving average, okay? Which in this case, you see every moving average sort of play as support when they are below you. In the same way, they play as resistance when they are above you, okay? So what happened is once you lost the 100 moving average, it was obvious that we would have landed, not obvious, but very likely the probability game will tell you that it was very probable that we would have landed on the 200 moving average. Reason being, we just touched it and we bounced back up. We touched the 200, so we are a little bit far off. The 200 moving average on the weekly time frame is at $60,933,000. That to me, in this moment in time, for the price action that we've just been through, it has to be considered as a good support level and a good value. You know, uh, it doesn't seem to be overpriced. You know, right now. So look at it like you wanted to buy something and you found it on summer sale. You know, this could be, you know, that opportunity. However, I don't think the pain is over, right? I don't think the pain is over. I think I think that the probability game will tell you that there is a chance that we go touch this 200 moving average and we get rejected. Okay, so we go down, we play with it, and boom, we get rejected. And if we do that, we're gonna land on the next viable support level, which is at 49,000, around the 50k price range, around that price. And it could well happen. It absolutely could well happen. It wouldn't be crazy, you know. It wouldn't be crazy, and then a lot of things will have to happen for it to go back to the all-time high again. Because talking in the market cap terms, it would mean that we lose another $1 trillion on the market cap. So it would mean that the whole crypto market cap would be at $1 trillion. Because now we are at the lowest 2 trillion, around that. We were at 4.5, 4.4 maybe. We lost $2 trillion. And another move like that would mean another $1 trillion. Pretty much. Maybe not, but close to it. But that would be extremely painful and an extremely big amount of money to recover, you know, because we will need, in that case, it means that this correction cost us in total $3 trillion. That is painful, extremely painful. I think that the American total public debt is $4 trillion. So if we do lose 3 millions, we lost already 2. We pretty much in 6 months we could have repaid the total American public debt. America is a huge country, so you can compare it to Europe. You could do the same. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of money, though. That's what I'm trying to say. And we need that injection back in it. So, looking, the chart will tell you the truth. And what I see in front of me is an asset, okay, that is very close to the highest moving average. On the monthly time frame is the 50. So let me see. No, you see, not see the 100 and the 200. The others are not available because it doesn't go back that long. Okay, and if you look at the 50 moving average, bro, it's at $60,569. We touched it and we bounced back, right? And now we're sort of like almost 10 grand off of it. Clear. 10 grand clear. So we could either go up from here in a perfect universe, but there is a chance that for some reason we lose this. We touch the 50. We don't bounce back off. We don't bounce off of it as strongly as we did, but we stay very close to it. And if by accident we lose that, right? And we close a month below the 15 moving average. That means closing a month at $58,000, which is $10,000, $11,000 less than now. So it's not an impossible amount of money, right? It can happen. And I ask always myself, when I think if happened, I change it to when it happens, what do I do? Because if it can happen with BTC, it will happen. So this is the thing. So if we do that, right? Let's do like it does something like, I don't know, bro, something like that. In a perfect scenario, no, I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. Anyway, this is actually, we have to look at it as the best scenario, I think. A scenario where we create a double bottom, we double test a support level, so it gives the movement more strength, you know. But hey, BTC what BTC does. It's not nothing is certain at this point, you know. Never, not just at this point, ever. Do you know what I mean? But we have to look at the scenario where Bitcoin goes to 49K as a good scenario. As crazy as it sounds, because to be clear, we have to retest, right? And that little tap on that 50 to me doesn't carry enough volume and strength to that we need to bounce back. You know, I think that we need a double bottom on the monthly chart. Even a wick to the bottom. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to, but I think we do need a little bit of reaction like this, a little bit of that. So future traders can get paid a little bit. You know, if you're a good future trader, you're on the money, long in Bitcoin in this moment. Oh, you already longed it. You know, you already did it. The trade is already over for what I'm concerned. The probabilities here are too even both ways as of now. So when I got 50-50 situation like this, I go for the negative one, and very often I'm right. So if we retest that, is a good buying opportunity. 49K Bitcoin is an extremely good price, in my opinion, as we stand as for what the chart say. It's not for what I say. This is what the charts say. If we were looking at a completely different chart, we will be saying different things. But we're looking at the BDC, baby, BDC. Come on, man. So this is the Fibonacci. And this is actually a pretty good tool, right? So starting from that $16,000 back on, you can say April 2023, thought that is a long time ago, man. We do this Fibonacci. Come on, man. And we check the Fibonacci retracement. Usually here, you see, it's red, orange, green, 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 okay? So you can already know what it tells you through the colors, yeah? So we are in a green spot, and we touch the 0618, which is a place where usually there's a reaction, and look at it, just by accident. Check this out, just perfect. I mean, just perfect. Look the bounce from that 618 Fibonacci retracement. It's like perfection, is it not? It's just perfection. It's just perfection. Like bots like, which is what it is. And and yeah, so good buying opportunity. Obviously, I can't see anything. There's the level below that, the 786, which is really good as well. And it's at 42,368, pretty much. So this is a monthly chart, guys. Yeah, this is a monthly chart. This is a really, really long term thing that we are talking about here. We're not talking about short in Bitcoin tomorrow or long in Bitcoin this afternoon. We're not talking about none of that. This is long term. This is a long swing, either a swing trade or you actually see Bitcoin as a very long term investment. Okay, we're talking about movement that take years, right? You look at 12 charts, 12 candles is 1 year. Okay, so we are going back to 2020 in this chart. You know what I mean? So when you look at this Fibonacci retracement, you are looking at a long-term position, right? We're not talking at I'm not even looking at the daily chart. I don't care about the daily chart. I don't want to be, either short squeezed or long squeezed. I don't want to do none of that, right? So with this being said, like I said, we will have to see if we go to the 786 and we bounce back up. Below that, brother, below that, we're all gonna go back to where we were doing before this. But no, look, there is hype behind the trend. There's institutions behind the trend. Obviously, politically, we are not in a good space, and this is opportunity. This could be generational wealth producing position. Generational wealth producing position. 100%. Could be. It could well be. But I'm seeing I'm not getting any traction, Jada. Zero. There's nobody. Jada. I'm getting no views whatsoever. Jadina. How is that possible? So I'm gonna come back, but on the phone, okay? I'm gonna be using my phone, cause. But anyway, this was my thing. Uh, Check out the live I'm gonna do in a minute, and like and subscribe. Thank you. Bless.